Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All those hours no one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering. Is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the safe fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now.
Marshawn
Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
To the left, got the edge and grind. We break it all
Get it into
down
Smith.
like
What a pass! Daniel Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
We roar from the base to the backfield floor. No filters, no fake control. We
So real here. Like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks in the season. You're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it.
HG on deck, stats loaded and primed. Reading the field.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking point.
Breaking down ball like a heat wave blade.
Oh, let's go! Oh, no. Put him in there. He's not put him in there.
We see through the hype. Call out the feed.
So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that. You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
For your
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. HG and Caveman back in the house. Place to be. Another episode. Finished up our finale, season 2 of Football Frenzy yesterday. Got our Super Bowl breakdown for everybody. Went over the way too early top 32 rankings in the NFL. But today we got quite a bit to cover. Men's basketball, Kansas takes down number 1 Arizona, gives them their first loss of the season, and they did it without Darren Peterson. A lot of people are upset that he has had some issues earlier in the season about not playing 11 out of 24 games he's already missed, but some of that was because, he wasn't actually even a starter getting minutes on the roster. And I mean, he's maybe one of the first players that we're ever seeing that could be, just trying to keep himself as 100% healthy for every single game that he plays in ever in college. He's already built up a pretty good resume for himself, so he might as well just avoid injury. At the same time, you want to see him play, but hey, he what he's just had some weird illnesses happen like 10, 15 minutes before some games this year.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
He's got to get that work checked out because, I mean, if I'm an NBA team, that's going to make me maybe a little nervous to spend a top pick on this guy.
Yeah, could hurt him more than anything, really.
That would be my biggest concern is like availability. Like if I'm going to draft you, are you going to be, sitting on the bench half of the year when we need you in the game?
Kind of like certain players in the NBA, they would go out, give you 20 for like 3 games straight, and then they wouldn't play for like the next 4. What's going on? Like why?
Like guys that come back for 2 weeks and then sit out another month and a half. And it's like, why are you even on the roster at this point?
Yeah. And then we got some college basketball action on the women's side. Michigan and UCLA matched up for a nice top 10 matchup on Super Bowl Sunday. Man, I will say UCLA dominated this one. It was a 3-point finish, but it was really all just crunch time buckets coming in the very last minute when it was kind of already out of reach for Michigan. With only coming down the stretch, they were down up 10 to 15 points coming down to the end of that game. So they kind of pulled it back a little bit too late in this one. Lauren Betts was really just killing them on the glass. I think this was her 40th career double-double with 3 blocks.
Yeah, 16 and 16. Also picked up 5 assists, 3 blocks, a steal. Just do it all type of center, really. Kiki Rice added 20 points for her. Yeah, they were really giving Michigan work there in the second half. But the Wolverines put together a spirited comeback, but they just weren't quite able to get it done. They were led. Olivia Olson gave them 20, but wasn't quite able to pull off that comeback.
Another banger game before the Super Bowl. Colorado and TCU. Nice upset for the ladies, taking out a top 15 opponent. 1-point victory at home too. So you already know, home crowd is pretty hype. This women's team is a lot more exciting to watch than the men's team. No disrespect to either squad, but I think they got a little bit more action in their offense. But really rallied back after only scoring 6 points going into halftime. Brought this one back, taking out a top 15 opponent. Love to see it.
That second quarter, there were no buckets. That was 14
to 6. Awful. Another quarter and no one really scored. 12-14 in the first quarter of Bama and Texas A&M, which was a really surprising one. 9-10 Aggies take out number 21 ranked Alabama by 3 in that game.
See the Blue Devils, Ariana Jackson. She had 22 and 16 as they just dismantled
95-36. I had this game was just on in the background while me and my family were hanging out on Sunday. We were just making all the food for the game and watching Duke Lady Devils just beat the crap out of SMU. Leading scorer had 9 points on SMU. Gosh.
Well, that's rough. Yeah, he only scored 36 points. That's pretty bad. That same day, South Carolina also with a dominant victory over Tennessee. Don Staley's squad, man, they didn't allow 20 points in a single quarter of basketball. That's really impressive. When held Tennessee to 18, 14, 9, and 9, and a 93-50 victory. Tennessee's a pretty good team. They're ranked in the top 25. And that's just a beatdown. South Carolina's looking more and more dangerous by the day.
One team that really could be scary. Check this out. Monday night, right before our finale episode, Vanderbilt dropped 102 points on Oklahoma, 102-86. They had, once this loads, Michaela Blakes had 34 and 6 assists in this one.
And
dominant game.
I mean, her teammate Aubrey Galvin 30 points in this one. So they had 2 30-point scores. Wow. They were putting up some points in this one.
And a really underrated 5 seed right now in the country. They've been under the radar.
They've been kind of creeping up. They've strung together a couple of really nice wins against some top competition here. Their only 2 losses on the season to South Carolina, Ole Miss, but they've taken down Michigan. They took down LSU earlier in the year, and then just back-to-back victories over Kentucky and Oklahoma. And they got tomorrow night, they got Texas. They're going to be facing number 4 Texas and Madison Booker's squad there. That'll be a really good game.
It's a really good defensive team over there in Texas against red hot offense. 2 prolific scorers on the team. And that's gonna be a banger game.
Yeah.
Some other matchups we got going on tonight in the women's. UCLA is going into Michigan State in Breslin Center to take on the Spartans. That's a little top 15 matchup going on. 2 against 13. It should be a pretty good Big Ten game. UCLA's got a really tough schedule this year, so I'm excited to see what Lauren Betts does in this tournament this year. I'm hyped for that.
Yeah. Also, Washington squaring off against Iowa, another Big Ten matchup going on tonight here. And then the UConn's women's team just still rolling through everybody, 25-0.
Jeez.
I want to look at the remainder of their schedule. Is anybody going to beat them? Or are they going to go into the tournament undefeated? I mean, it's looking like they're going to probably be undefeated. I mean, that's
Marquette and Villanova, back-to-back games on the road. That could be tough, right?
Yeah.
Then Providence, Georgetown, and St. John's to finish it off March 1st.
I feel like maybe Villanova or Marquette gets them. Both are 19-5 Villanova, 16-8 Marquette. So they did beat Marquette already earlier in the year. That was at home, though. This will be a road matchup for them. And then one game against Villanova. Yeah, I mean, but they've just been so dominant. It's hard to imagine that they lose.
Sarah Strong is still only a sophomore. My God, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
maybe
didn't even know that.
Maybe on the road at Villanova they'll lose, but
yeah, that's a tough little road stretch right there. But that does seem like a lot of winnable games for them. They could easily get it.
Yeah, they were just miles better than everybody. They haven't really had a lot of close games this season. Besides that game against Michigan, man, nothing's been. It's been nothing's really even been close. Looking at their full schedule. If you want to just see dominance in action, go look at UConn women's basketball schedule, man. Like Michigan took them they beat Michigan in a dogfight 72-69, and like every other game, it's like they're winning by like 15 or more. And I mean, they have like a lot of 30 to 40 point victories on here. And I don't know if Villanova will they beat Villanova 99-50 earlier this year at home. So now they're going to, even with home court advantage, I don't know if it's going to happen. I think UConn's going to be undefeated going into that tournament.
I'm trying to look right now at the race for the Women's Player of the Year. Most of these articles are saying that Sarah Strong is leading it, though. Her and Azzy Fudd are the top two.
Yeah, that would make sense. I feel like it's got to be Sarah. I mean, she just does so much. She's averaging 19, 8, and 5, shooting 60% from the field.
And 4 assists, 3 steals. Gosh.
Yeah, no, she's ridiculous. And I'm like the Huskies, that's a good team. That's a really good team. And I'm like pretty sure there's a lot of good players on that roster. And I'm pretty sure she leads the team in like every major statistical category.
And her teammate, Azzy Fudd, is really projected right now to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft once the season ends. Here's the full look, though. We got our complete list of candidates right now. Reagan Beers, Oklahoma. Lauren Betts, Vandy, Michaela Blakes, Madison Booker, Jelani Cambridge in Ohio State, Aaliyah Chavez, Oklahoma, Audi Crooks, Joyce Edwards, South Carolina, Azzy Fudd, Malaysia Fulwiley. I didn't know she transferred to LSU. Rory Harmon, Texas, Hannah Hidalgo, Notre Dame, Flau'jae Johnson, Tanaya Latson, Cody McMahon from Ole Miss, Olivia Miles, TCU, Olivia Olson, Clara Strack from Kentucky, Sarah Strong, and Michaela Williams from LSU. A lot of LSU names on here. They've been kind of an underrated team though as well this year. They're having a good season.
Oh yeah, no, the LSU's really good this year. Her Flau'jae Johnson and Fulwiley have been they've been there for a minute, so they've really been leading that team, trying to get them another national championship. But wow. Yeah, that's a really good list of players.
All have been really dominant this year.
I would say if you were to whittle it down to like a top 5, it's probably like Sarah, Betts, Hidalgo,
Fudd.
Yeah,
put Azzy
I would
in
probably
there.
put Azzy on there too, and then maybe Flau'jae.
Or honestly, Lauren Betts or Madison Booker could be in the top 5 as well.
Or Joyce Edwards.
Oh, yeah. And this list is just stacked. And if Juju Watkins was healthy, of course her name would I think her name would be in the list again.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of talent. It's crazy, man. We're just seeing like so. It feels like it's just an explosion of talented players. I mean, you just got.
It's going to be a long awaited time. You just got to stay patient for the actual explosion of women's basketball, and that it'll actually one day will become a good, better ran organization, and those ladies can make good amounts of money for what they're doing.
Right. Wow.
or at least just that needs to be a profitable organization. Like women's sports should not be losing money in any way, shape, or form at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But again, like that's also they should be getting paid the same. It's not the employee's problem if the company
That is a great point.
They should be getting paid the same market rate as like other people in their field.
Yep.
And it's like, I mean, if like every company operated where they paid their employees based off of profit margins, like every tech startup would be paying their employees like 3 cents an hour.
Yeah.
So like there are so many companies that operate in the red for
quite some time
before they really start making money. It's not like that. That's just not a good faith argument.
Yeah.
Because because it's sports, it's different like that. It's they're still employees for this company. That company should be paying them the same competitive rate as others in their field. So
yeah, I think soon though, the last few seasons we've seen some of the greatest. We got really people that could go down as some of the greatest women's basketball players of all time are some of your youngest and best prospects in college and in the WNBA right now, along with all those veteran stars. I think that it's genuinely being built up and becoming its own league, and it's not just this side thing along with the WNBA or the NBA. It's its own identity. They're going to have their own personality. They're going to have their own storylines, their own players, their own greats, and it's going to be good. And all the people that played before my time, before I even understood basketball or anything, or I could even look at a TV screen, shout out to those women's basketball greats too. Yes. Still paved the way for a lot of the players.
all right.
Should we take a look over at this Arizona game? Because I'm sad that they lost their first game of the year. I'm sad. They didn't even need their best player on Kansas to take them out.
That is kind of crazy, man.
Kansas is a good team, dude. Melvin Council had 23. Flory Badunga had 23. Bryson Tiller had 18. And they had one other guy off the bench score.
I know Peterson's like he's the big the name, and it's like, oh, he's gonna be he's an NBA star, like he's gonna be a top draft pick. But I mean, I gotta be honest, like for this Kansas Jayhawk team, like he ain't the best player on here. Like Council and Badunga are.
That is true.
They've been playing all season and they've been putting in work.
Those are your guys right there.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, like Peterson's like is the best player, is like a raw prospect, but like it's very clear that like they can get the job done without him, and they did it against the top team in the country, handed them their first loss of the season.
That's why Darren Peterson and his silly injury problems should not be the cause of concern, and the topic should be that Kansas is showing that they're a real complete team. They just took out the number one team in the country.
Right. Yeah, I'm starting to think more about teams I like in the as I get ready to put together some brackets here for March Madness. Yeah, I mean, week after week, Kansas just seems more and more enticing to take Kansas.
I know,
to win it all. I'm like, if Peterson's out there healthy too, like feels like this team, like a win like this against Arizona, I mean, it feels like this team could be unstoppable. I will, to play a little devil's advocate though, I will say on the flip side of that, if like maybe Peterson being out there causes some chemistry issues because he hasn't been out there for a lot of the year, and maybe that actually is what does Kansas in. Just to play a little devil's advocate, but I don't think I don't think that'll be the reason Kansas
true.
loses a game. I won't lie. But
Bidunga versus Mo Krivas was a freaking battle, man. Krivas, 31 minutes, 14 points, 15 boards,
he blocked 6
6
shots.
blocks, and 4 assists to go with it. And he was 7 for 13 from the field. And then on the other side, Bidunga, 23 points on 8 for 11 shooting with 10 boards and 3 blocks and a steal. 7 for 9 from the line. So those two were just battling it out. Awaka was on a little bit of a minute deficit in this one. I'm pretty sure he's coming off a little injury right now, and he's been just having a little more limited minutes. But he's one of their more raw, younger big men, anyways. So this probably would have been a lot less of a closer game if Bidunga was seeing more time against Awaka down there. He may have had 30. He's just not as experienced.
This was just like some classic old school basketball. Like neither team was really taking a lot of 3-point shots. It was just
30 total threes.
Right. It
15 each.
Getting down and working in the post and in the paint, taking your jump shots when you could get them. And yeah, Kansas was getting to the line a good amount. I think that ultimately was a real big difference in this one because Arizona shot pretty well. They were 44% from the field, 40% from three. But Kansas just had 11 more free throws in them, and it was, so it was like Melvin Council really get his 11 free throws, and him just getting
that made a big difference. Yeah. That really was it because they shot 11 more free throws than Arizona, 25-14. Braden Burries, man, I got to give you another shout out though. 25 and 5, 3 steals to go with it. This is one of their young dudes that's hit
4 of their 6 threes for Arizona as well.
For another freshman on this roster, he has had one of the greatest, I think, just growth that we've seen out of anyone this season, especially on this team. Koa Pete is like your guy. He might have a good enough tournament to decide to go one and done. I don't think that he might, but we'll see. But this guy was literally averaging like 5, 3, and 2 for the first 10 games of the season. They were undefeated, but he was one of their lowest starters stats wise, in his production. Just looking at the stats. And in the last 2-3 months, we've seen at least 10 more points per game, almost 5 boards, 3 assists, becoming a really good shooting guard in this lineup. And if they got him hitting 4 for 7 on threes, I mean, this team not being able to work from the outside as much, you got a guy that can hit you a big shot in a big time moment. He's got the range for it. And this really could be Arizona's new guy right here. Braden Burries, man. Don't lose him in the transfer portal.
That's he would be he'd be like the crown jewel to get him in the transfer portal.
Oh yeah.
And we've had some a lot of craziness going around men's basketball. St. John's got a big victory over UConn back on Friday, 81-72 there. So that was UConn's second loss on the season. They got a double out of Ejiofor. St. John's did 21-10. He had 7 assists too. Saturday hoops. Michigan State got upset earlier in the week by Minnesota on Wednesday, and so then they had to take on the 5th ranked team in the country, Illinois, on Saturday. But they got back on track with a big victory over the Illini, 85-82. This is a really good back and forth game here. And Jeremy Fear is having himself a great season. He went off in this game, man. 26 points, 15 assists. Also recorded a steal and 3 rebounds in this one as well. So, you know, I don't remember the exact number, but I mean he generated close to like 50, near 50 of Michigan State's 85 points. He either scored or assisted on just about 50 points for them. It was insane.
He is really that team's life. Dude, he gets that offense going.
Yeah.
North Carolina upsetting Duke was hilarious because they stormed the court. And if you know, schools are being fined now for storming the court in college basketball because of Duke. Hilarious rivalry game that we got here where, of course, the upset, well, not really an upset. You know, it's a pretty solid top 15 matchup in the ACC.
It's a really good North Carolina team.
They're really good this year. But they take him down at home, storm the court, and then post game, John Shire said that a staff member on Duke got punched. So we're probably going to see something else change with this court storming stuff once again, because it always circles back to Duke complaining when they lose a big time game like this one. Why don't you just win? How about that? Yeah. That might be a good start.
Come on, Duke. Gotta just ruin it for everybody. Yeah. North Carolina's own freshman sensation Caleb Wilson dropping 23 in this one. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the Tar Heels they're a sneaky team in this tournament. A lot of people are focused on Duke, but North Carolina can really put up some points when they're playing their best ball.
It got even crazier though because they lost to Miami last night. And Miami stormed the court on them. So 19-5 Hurricanes taking out now ranked number 11 North Carolina. I mean, they got the same. Miami's got a better conference record than North Carolina. Why are they not ranked? Why is Miami not ranked?
They were at one point. I don't know what. They must have dropped one too many games and gotten taken out because they were. I think they were briefly ranked at one point, but yeah, I don't know. Miami should honestly be ranked. They're
8-3 in the conference, 19-5, and they just took out.
Might just be a strength of schedule thing because they're.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't really have any top 25 wins. They have until they just beat North Carolina, but until then, like the other top 25 teams they've played. BYU, Florida, Clemson, those were all losses. They lost to Florida State. That's a little embarrassing.
Another team I wish could be ranked, could have the resume to be ranked right now. I think they lost a lot of their top 25 matchups, just like Miami has. But Wisconsin beat Illinois by 2 last night in a crazy overtime game. Boyd, I think Nick Boyd had 25. He's going into his senior year, so making a pretty solid campaign for himself. But 12-point second half deficit comeback for this team. They sent it into overtime. They dropped 43 points in the second half. Wagler, 34-7 was not enough to get the job done for the kid. But this was a banger game last night. We saw a lot of really good matchups. Purdue faced off against Nebraska, Big Ten matchup. TCU, you mentioned earlier before we started, they beat Iowa State 62-55. Maybe TCU's defense is a little bit better than we thought. They might have just had a rough start to the season. Arkansas sneaking up there in the top 25 right now, taking out LSU. A little easier opponent right there in the SEC for them.
Down here, one of our late games of the night, man, was an
Dang.
absolute shootout between BYU and Baylor. Look at 58 and 53 scored in the second quarter. The game was tied 41-41 at halftime, and then they just kept going. Yeah, BYU was coming off of a tough loss to Houston a few days earlier. Also, Diabanza did have 28 in that one, but the rest of his team really struggled because Houston was like, "Well, we'll let him score because they can't really." They were willing to concede him scoring and limiting his team. But yeah, then this one you have Diabanza going for 36, 5 and 7, and then Baylor's Tundi Yasufu going for 37, 6 and 3 in this one. So those two were just back there trading haymakers. They got some good action from some of their guys on their supporting cast. Cameron Carr of Baylor, 24 and 8. Robert Wright, 34 and 3. He had 4 steals as well. So there's some points put up in that one, but I'm sort of fading the BYU out of. I don't think they've really struggled against a lot of the top teams in the country. I don't think they're going to be. I think they could be maybe a team that you could put on upset alert now.
Yeah, they gotta figure out how to make it a team game with Debonsa out there and try to get his playmaking to develop a little bit. He can score, man, like the rest of them, like nobody else. But
I'm also putting Nebraska, putting them a little bit on fraud watch, and I'm thinking like if you're looking for what's going to likely be still a pretty high seed that could get upset, Nebraska is one of those that I'm.
It's Fred Hoiberg. Come on, you saw what he did with the Bulls in the playoffs. He ran into LeBron.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at some of the recent matchups against Michigan, Illinois, Purdue. They've played those games close, but they're just struggling to close them out. So I think they're still just a little too undersized. I don't.
Yeah, they when we saw him play against Michigan, that was really the deciding factor. They kept that game really close, though. I'm pretty sure it was only 75-72, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was. So I'd be interested to see. I think it's situationally where they might.
Yeah, if they face off against a big team in the first round, they might get dominated.
I feel like they'll still be a decently high seed, but I think they're, a team that could have easily been like a 1 to 2 seed is now, I don't know, they might be like a 5 or a 6, maybe even a 7 seed. So they're,
yeah. This one,
a little nervous about where they might match up.
They can score really quickly. This one was literally they had to come back down 22 points in this one to go up and send it to overtime. Literally had to score 44 points in the second half. And I mean, they lost it with like 4 or 5 seconds left on the clock off a layup. It came down to the final possession, but they got to close out some of these bigger games.
I also don't know about Gonzaga. Gonzaga, I think, might be. They haven't had a very tough schedule.
That's always how it goes, man.
Yeah. So,
I guess Kentucky, they beat Bama. They beat Creighton when they were ranked.
Yeah, but Creighton's
UCLA.
Creighton's missing. Like they lost Kalkbrenner and what was that other kid's name? Their guard. Like that team was.
Yeah, they got beat by 40 points by Michigan.
They lost to Portland recently. I think that was their other loss. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Portland. They have a little bit more top 25 matchups sprinkled in than their typical schedule, though. I'll give it to Gonzaga. They usually play absolutely nobody and then get a 1 seed.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's another team where I'm like, I think they could potentially get exposed early on. Gotta start looking out for those teams that might be a bit fraudulent here. Yeah.
I'm excited for our March Madness show.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wait.
Once that comes up,
I love making that bracket every year. It's a lot of fun. So
we got a lot more people we can get in on the voting this year, so it might be we might have a pretty wild bracket for the community, the MBR bracket, if we got enough people watching it and voting. Should we take our first music break here, or should we cover a couple more of these games? Let's see what we got going on tonight before we go on break.
Tonight, not too many interesting matchups.
Yeah.
I don't think. Like it's a lot of. There's some top 25 schools just squaring off against conference opponents. Florida, Georgia might be interesting. Georgia's kind of fallen off since they've started SEC play, but they got off to a really hot start here. They've just kind of middled out a bit. They lost 3 in a row before picking up a win against LSU the other day. They did lose to Florida earlier this year on the road, but now they've got the Gators coming to their home building, so that could be an interesting matchup there. But let's see what we got coming up later in the week. No games on Thursday. Your Friday night, any St.
We could see
looking to stay ranked. They got Loyola Chicago, who's not having a great year.
They got him at 18. Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Miami of Ohio looking to stay unbeaten playing Ohio.
They're the only unbeaten team that remains in all of college basketball other than UConn women's.
Just like we all thought.
Miami of Ohio, maybe.
All right. Well, if you're looking for something to do instead of hanging out with your significant other on Valentine's Day, can I interest you in Clemson Duke versus 20 there? That should be a really good matchup. You've got Kansas and Iowa State, a top 10 matchup going on there. It's going to be a banger on ABC. Later in the day, we've got Kentucky and Florida.
Not bad.
I'll say Kansas State, while they're not very good, PJ Haggerty can be a lot of fun. It'd be interesting to see how he plays against that Houston defense. And then later in the evening,
Texas
Tech,
Arizona. Oh, okay.
That'll be a pretty good matchup.
Arizona's glad they got that one at home. That was a tough loss. First one of the year. Always hurts. And, obviously the toughest game for Gonzaga going off against Santa Clara. But they're actually good, though. Santa Clara is 21-5, and they're 12-1 in the West Coast Conference. So this is top 2 teams in that conference, at least, matching up.
If you want to watch some, looking for some good matchups in women's hoops, we got Thursday, TCU and Baylor, and obviously Texas and Vanderbilt. That's the premier matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Friday evening, if you want to watch some Ivy League action, Princeton versus
banger.
Columbia. Princeton's 24th in the country, man.
19-2.
Their women's hoops team's always pretty good, though. And then on Saturday, LSU and South Carolina. Those matchups are always so good. That's on Valentine's Day. Looking ahead to Sunday, you've got Ole Miss, Kentucky, Texas, Tennessee, Michigan State. A lot of good matchups over here. A lot of top 25 matchups. Oklahoma, Alabama, West Virginia, TCU, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Maryland, Duke, North Carolina. And then on the men's side, to round out your weekend, Illinois, Indiana, but they put some big games on Monday, and Monday night, Iowa State, Houston.
There we go.
Looking to be a top 5 matchup right there. If Iowa State doesn't get taken down by Kansas.
They like to put all their biggest games on Monday nights, I swear, for college.
It's a little annoying. It's like, I don't know. That's why Monday is one of my days off, and I got to, try to get my, all of my errands and stuff for the week done on Monday. So I'm like, I don't got, like, how are we putting all these primetime college basketball matchups on Monday night?
On Monday night.
Especially now that like the NFL season's over, like let's just move that back to
let's get them on Sunday now. You got the free spot.
Yeah.
You got the free slot.
And then next Tuesday, Michigan and Purdue. Yeah, that's gonna be
pretty good.
So it's a lot of good matchups coming up still. You're looking ahead.
Because the most amount of games you got left is about 4 or 5 for most teams. So it's getting pretty close down to the wire before those conference tournaments. We got a lot of predictions to do for that. So stick around, everybody. Weeks to come in college basketball. We'll have more to cover. But when we come back, we're going to take a look over at the NBA. We didn't get to cover it on the trade deadline. Freaking Jared McCain is on the Thunder now.
Yeah, rip, man. I can't believe the Sixers gave up on him that early. But we'll get into that when we come back from this quick music break. Stay with us. You're watching Till the Final Whistle.
Could have slipped around the corner at my favorite coffee shop. Could have passed your Subaru in the Belcourt parking lot. Could have sat just feet away from me on a flight back to Tennessee. Few rows apart. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. Could have been a blind date, had to cancel, I was running late. Could have never been that friend of a friend. Could have almost met a million times, lived totally separate lives. I miss all we've ever been. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. Could have never left the desert, had your California dream. Could have stayed back in the Midwest, you know I miss Missouri. Moved halfway across the country, now we're standing here today. I won't take for granted that our lives turned out this way. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. You found me and I found you.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
All righty, everybody. You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle. Back in the house now. And let's get into some NBA news because we got quite a bit of action that's been going on and around now. A few injuries. Stephon Castle, unfortunately, got an injury. Took a hard fall pretty recently. Looks like a fracture pelvis was what it said earlier when I was reading that one. But his x-rays cleared. Got the funniest thing I've ever seen. Colin Sexton flipped off the rim after two of his free throws rimmed in and out, and he flipped off the rim before running back on defense. He got fined $35,000. He got fined $35,000 for flipping off the rim.
That's crazy. I would do it too, man. I mean, if the rim's gonna just be a jerk like that, like, come on, let my baskets go in.
In one of his first games as a Bull, too, as a Chicago Bull, flipped off the rim.
Dude, this is the lineup the Lakers ran out last night against the Spurs was absolutely hilarious. This is a starting lineup of Roy Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, Jackson Hayes, Luke Kennard, and Kobe Buffkin. Dude, we had guys. We had Bronny James getting 25 minutes in an LA Lakers game like that. What a goofy lineup. And Wemby just eviscerated this Jackson Hayes and whoever tried to cover him. 40, 12 boards. Oh,
look how many minutes he played.
He only played 26 minutes. So he scored 40 points in 26 minutes and posted a double-double. That's, my God.
That's insane. Like this game, you can't even call it shot chucking. He has a mismatch every possession when this lineup's on the floor.
He was 13 to 20 and he was 4 or 6 from 3. Like
he's not being greedy. That's completely just having a mismatch and going and attacking it, getting a bucket on him every time.
Jackson Hayes. And
it's Jackson Hayes, man.
Jackson Hayes and like Drew Timmy guarding him, bro. Maxi Kleba. Like that's just free.
He's cleaning his plate.
That's just so funny. Oh my God. Also last night, the Pacers paying homage to Tyrese Halliburton. They didn't have the Halle band, but they still went in there and took down New York. Got a 137 to 134 overtime victory. Nemhard with the 24 and 10 overcame Brunson's 40 points. Yeah, man. I gotta say, I feel like the Nuggets have been struggling a little bit recently. I mean, they just keep dropping close games. They lost another close one last night or 2 nights ago to the Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell scored 32 and had 10 assists in this one. Jared Allen had 22 and 13. James Harden had 22, 10 and 7, and he hit a game-winning shot to send us home, man.
I thought that
another Jokic triple-double. He's closing in on Westbrook's record.
I thought that the Clippers won the trade, man, but there is something special going on there. They got something nice going with James Harden in Cleveland. I can't even lie, because when he's one of the most dangerous players in the league coming off a ball screen. So when he draws 4 defenders on a ball screen, bro, Jared Allen is probably the happiest man on earth. James Harden draws so much attention on the ball screen that he can just walk in the lane and get a free lob every single time. That is easy money, and it just didn't happen in that offense when they had Darius Garland, because James Harden just gathers that much attention off of the screen.
And he's so good at finding, like, him and Zubac's pick and roll was just free every time. Like him and like last year, especially, like him and Zubac running that pick and roll was just like a thing of beauty. And it was pretty effective again this year. And so now like he's him and Allen have been having an awesome connection, dude. I mean, Jerry Allen is having himself a nice 3-game stretch here. He had that like 40-17 game against the Blazers. That was who they played. Against the Kings, he scored 29 and had 10 boards. Harden, that was his first game in the Cleveland uniform, scored 23, had 8 assists. Mitchell scored 35. This seems like it's going to work out really well for Cleveland. I mean, it's a small sample size. It's only 2 games, but
I like what I saw in those 2 games.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
That was nice.
It seems like it's really opening up. Like I think what was causing some struggles for the Cavs this year was like Evan Mobley suddenly took a big step back offensively. That was why they were so good last year, because he was having his best season as an offensive player, and he just kind of inexplicably seems to have taken a bit of a step back. But now, like, Jarrett Allen is finally, he seems to be taking a step forward offensively late in the year here, and looks like it's paying dividends so far.
Oh, I just want to see Donovan Mitchell get a ring, man.
He does. He deserves one.
He deserves it. That is he's got to be one of the most consistent players that really never gets talked about it for. He never misses games, hardly ever gets hurt. He's always putting up his same numbers every single night, even in losses, even in the biggest moments where it might come down to him taking the last shot. And that's one of the guys in this league I'm taking to take my last shot. He is a real underrated player in this league.
Also, we were talking about Stephon Castle, man, and man, he was coming off such a good game a few days ago against the Mavericks. He posted a 40-point triple-double.
Let me see when he got hurt.
He had 40, 12, and 12 against the Dallas Mavericks, and 3 steals, blocked a shot as well. I mean, that might have been his best game as a pro so far, man. That 40, 12, and 12 on 15 of 19 shooting.
He got injured blocking Rui Hachimura in that game against the Lakers. He fell hard on his back after going up and meeting him at the rim. Yeah, on a transition dunk. Jesus, man. The Spurs got some of the craziest players where you're just like, why are you weirdly athletic? Like some of the craziest ways. That's a guard running down and LeBron chase down block.
Yeah, he was having himself another great year, and dang, he had so much. Like, you were like, oh, he's gonna start going off. After that game, you're like, he's really getting a lot of confidence, and then just an unfortunate injury to kind of derail that. Which
he's got the potential, man, to be another Westbrook, because he's already like very slowly putting up the numbers to give you a triple double every night as a guard, and he's a really great defender. I mean, this really could become a complete package player for San Antonio.
He could. All right. Taking a look at some of your team leaders around the country. Nuggets are still just barely the number one offense, but the OKC, man, they're closing behind them, and so is Cleveland. Closing that gap there. Nuggets still shooting the best 3-ball in the NBA, which has been keeping them afloat here. The Rockets, surprise, like they've just been really good rebounding all year. like nearly 50 boards a game.
Let me check this really quick. I feel like they're a team that goes on these weird stretches where they just like are not able to shoot the ball.
That's just been what's doing
That-
this in, yeah.
They like Sengun. I feel like he is should be a really high percentage finisher, but he just isn't sometimes. He goes on these weird stretches where it's like you should be a really solid and athletic finisher at the rim.
They go on these
He
weird stretches
has
where Kevin Durant's
really
like
inconsistent.
the only one that can score. It's yeah, it's strange. Like he's been really keeping that team
Keeping him alive.
afloat. Like they play really good defense. They're the fourth best defense in the NBA right now. And they do really well. They do really well on the glass and getting boards and everything like that. So that's been a big reason why they're winning games. But they got to get that. That's something that they're going to have to get figured out in the before the playoffs. Because like if they, that's what I think is going to just ultimately do them in is like the guys just get like cold.
Yeah,
or hit these cold stretches.
There's one guy I watch a lot on TikTok. He's on one of the shows with Chilltown, the guy that everyone calls Unk. He was on TikTok Live, talks about sports. He's on a show with him. He's just like the biggest hater of Amen Thompson, Alperen Sengun ever. He's got like the funniest rants about both of those dudes. I mean, they're in the top. Both of them are your second and third leading scorers on the team. It's just this team still really lacks a point guard.
That's true.
It's really what they're still lacking.
They're missing having Fred VanVleet out there. That who do they have running the point most nights?
It's Amen Thompson.
It's Amen. That's right. Okay.
And I mean, he can facilitate, but I don't really think he's as good of a ball handler or really like passing playmaker than Fred VanVleet would be, and shooting too.
Right.
He can't shoot.
That's like that. That's what you're missing in the like having a true point guard is like somebody that could like that. Like if they're coming off of a ball screen, it's like
you have to have a shot if you want to be a guard in the NBA. You have to have a shot.
Like that puts the defense in so much more conflict when it's like, oh, he can pass this or he can pull up and hit a jump shot. It's like, I mean, like, just don't let Amen get to the rim and make him take a jump shot. The possession's probably going to end there, just cut off his passing lanes. So, he's still just a young player that's like, that part of his game needs to develop a bit more.
I think that he kind of wasted 2 years of his development going to that overtime league, but him and his brother, both of them, I feel like going to that overtime league was a bit of a mistake, only because that is literally just like that's not basketball. That's not how an NBA offense runs in those leagues where it's just isolation and one-on-one basketball, and it looks like AAU. Like that's what that league is.
It's good for highlights. But
great for highlights. It might build your draft stock like it did for these two, but I think it really, really hurts your development. And for guys that are like seriously trying to use that league to make it to the NBA, I don't think that is their best route at all.
Heck no, you're just not learning how to operate a high level NBA offense and how to operate within that.
Because I think even if you get Amen Thompson in with a solid college basketball coach, that he might have even came into the league with at least a mid-range shot, somewhat developed, where he could at least have been a league average percentage mid-range shooter, so that in film that teams are going to be looking at that, and that's going to be a threat. that they have to watch out for. I feel like little things like that it could have easily changed if he wasn't in that. That's a conversation for another day because I think that league is all that's reality TV bullcrap. That ain't freaking basketball.
Dude,
they got Hooperville or whatever, Hoopify over on there, man. That's not a real freaking league.
That's not a serious league, man. I gotta ask, what do you think? It feels like a lot of the league is just tanking now. Like already, like it's kind of obvious. I mean,
it's even come down to I saw a slideshow post unethical teams that are tanking ethically versus unethically.
dude,
It's like we're going down and talking about the ethics of basketball, bro. This is a game. Like we're breaking it down to the point where people that try to draw fouls on the free throw line are unethical basketball players. And if you're losing game, you got to lose the right way, I guess. Like that doesn't even make any sense. There is some teams that genuinely need to have the best chance to get those higher overall picks.
I think it was this game against the Magic. The Jazz had a pretty good lead going into going into the fourth quarter, and just inexplicably Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. And there are other teams that, I mean, it's not as egregious as that, but it's just you can tell their stars are going in, they're playing a lot less. Like their best players are seeing significantly less minutes in the fourth quarter than if they were if you're not trying to win this game, there isn't an injury concern, what's going on, why are they not?
Yeah. So you feel like the goal in every game should be to win it, right?
Yeah.
Going into it.
They're just games, it feels like, where it's man, these are kind of close. And then you get to the fourth quarter and it's the team, the bad team in this situation, it's their game plan just vanishes out the window. And they just run the most basic offense possible. And then they just get blown away in the fourth quarter and the margin just widens. So yeah, I think there's there's too much of an incentive to start tanking so early, man. It's we're not even at the All-Star break, and
yeah, teams have given up on their season.
I'd say you could say there's at least 6 teams, maybe 7 to 8, almost 9 even, whose seasons are effectively over. I mean, you look at all the teams out of the play-in in the West. I mean, there's Memphis and Dallas kind of have a shot, maybe, because also the Clippers are kind of, it seems are tanking, trading away Harden.
That's true.
They had a chance to make the playoffs, and it's
I thought that they might have actually been a pretty solid team in the playoffs just because it's so Kawhi and James Harden and
Zubac is quietly been a top 10 center the past 2 seasons, but I mean now it's they just seem to
they just took the Nuggets to 7 games last year.
Right.
The heck?
And they were coming off of a 17-4 stretch over before they traded Harden. They were 17-5. I think it was 17-5 were before they traded Harden. And it's why would you why would you blow that up? Your team is having success. You shot back up into the play, and then they traded away Zubac inexplicably. So it's they gave up, and they were trying to make it to make it to the play-in. It's to the postseason. It's like now it's like I don't think they believe that they genuinely had a shot. And it's like we've got teams and organizations that have a chance to make the postseason that are just prioritizing, since we don't think we have a chance, like let's try to not make the postseason and
Yeah. But
try to tank out of this.
If the only thing that I don't see, it doesn't make much sense at all, is because there's just teams on here that have absolutely no draft capital at all. And they had to like get rid of a lot of draft capital to make moves coming into this season, like the Pelicans. You might start winning some games because your lottery pick isn't even owned by your team. You're about to just give up a free top 15 pick to somebody else.
That's like
and they did all that to get Derek Queen. I like Derek Queen, but they really probably could have used the first round pick in this draft too.
That's what really bothers me about the Clippers deciding to tank instead of making the postseason is now you could potentially still give OKC a chance to get a lottery pick.
It's like you guys have
what
no.
is this
You don't even own any of your picks. You're like, that season's over. Let's worry about the draft. Someone else is going to get our guy, but let's just worry about the draft.
That's the most mind-boggling thing about them just deciding to give up. Like I don't understand what the thought process is there. But then they still got Kawhi. So now it's up to Kawhi Leonard to stop OKC from getting a lottery pick.
Oh man.
But I think definitively we can say for sure there are 6 teams who at this point their season's over and it's not even the All-Star break. Like the Nets, the Wizards, the Pacers, no chance that they make
no
the playoffs,
chance.
Right? Like it.
And I think fair enough, like the Pacers, you're trying to see what you got without your main dude. And they're going to build off that.
Indiana's like the only team where it's like it kind of makes sense to tank. Like you literally lost your best player in game 7 of the finals.
And then your other top player decided to go to Milwaukee.
Right. It's like you just got through injuries and the difficulty of maintaining a roster through all of the taxes and aprons. Yeah, you were going to probably suck. So
in Washington,
try to get the best pick you can because and then they made a good move. Like Halliburton's going to have Zubac and probably top 5 pick to join him next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like
with Siakam.
With Siakam.
And they still got Nembhard. They still got that team. That team's solid, man. That team's gonna be solid next year.
Dude, Indiana could be rolling out like a starting 5 of like Halliburton, Diabonsa, Nate, Nembhard or Neesmith, and Siakam and Zubac. Like
that's a nasty lineup right there, man.
That would be filthy.
That's a squad. I mean, Washington too. Trae Young hasn't really played all year. Like, I think you wait for next year so you can let Anthony Davis get some time.
Like, here's the thing: like, Washington, they made some moves for next year because their season's gone so bad. You've got some,
like they at least made moves.
You bring in Trae Young, you bring in Anthony Davis. Okay, now like you want to try to get a good pick to add to that mix. Neither of those guys are really going to be healthy or do anything for you this year. They might as well sit out. But now you want to have a good draft pick going into next year.
Like the Nets are just way too young.
Yeah.
I feel like with that coach there being so laid back. I mean, like if you're a guy that like Michael Porter Jr., I'm sure he's so happy there because the coach doesn't really matter, doesn't really care all that much if he takes all those shots. Just go ahead and make them.
Yeah.
Like if they're not really that too hard coached of a team right now, and they're all so young that you're really just waiting for somebody in this draft to pop. Somebody in one of these drafts got to pop for him. One of these days.
I had 5 first-round picks. Somebody's got to be a star in there, right? But then I look at like the Kings, and the Pelicans. It's like, I mean, the Pelicans, you don't own your pick, and it's like you don't really have like a direction. Like
They're going nowhere.
neither does like Sacramento. It's like I don't like you've kind of just got like all these like aging former stars, and like we're like your team doesn't have an identity. It doesn't seem like you have like a plan for next year. It's like you're just going to be bad this year and then probably again next year. It's like the Jazz were decided to trade and get 2 second options. Like they've got their 2 best players aren't really like, in my opinion, like a number 1 option type of player. They're a great complement to a number 1, but I don't feel like they're guys that could be the number 1. And
Trying to
but
see
they-
the Kings' future
they-
future draft picks here.
they traded away picks and capital to bring in Jaren Jackson. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then Dallas is cooled off after they had a decent stretch. I feel like their season is basically on life support. Same with Milwaukee. Like I can't right now say that it's over and there's no shot that they make the playoffs, but it feels like that's like at a 1% chance, you know?
Yeah,
But I mean, on the flip side, like some of these top teams, like it's awesome. Like San Antonio,
things are going well.
Like Denver, if they could get healthy. I mean, like Minnesota, like Phoenix has been an awesome surprise. You're like, heck, man, this is
Boston's been pleasantly surprising me
right.
too.
I look Toronto. That was a big surprise. I love to see that. Charlotte, hitting the late surge. Like, I mean,
love to see it.
I think the Charlotte Hornets are going to be one of the 8 teams in the East playoffs. And honestly, I feel like the only thing that's really that would stop them from potentially winning a series is that they're probably one is that they're going to have to play Boston or Detroit most likely.
Yeah.
But also like I mean, like if they were this is unlikely. Let's say they somehow got up to like the 6th seed and they were playing the Knicks. I feel like, or like they somehow got to the 4 and it was like them, or they were playing like the Sixers somehow round 1, something like that. I feel like the biggest thing that would stop Charlotte from winning that series is that they're inexperienced. This roster is a lot closer to being like
they're about there.
Really competitive than I think a lot of people think.
They're starting to figure it out.
And I'll say for Chicago, it's about time that they just blew everything up and tried to go into rebuild mode, because they've just been like, let's be mid for a decade and always be a perpetual play-in team. Like, they finally were like, okay, let's stop just being a play-in team. Like, let's just
stop,
sell everybody and start gather assets and start the rebuild, because they weren't going anywhere.
Who is your MVP right now?
Man,
who do you think would win it? Who do you want to win it?
Well, I mean, I want Jokic to win it. He's still technically
in there. He's still
eligible for it. Who are the 5 guys right now? I think it's Shea, Jokic, Luka. I don't think it's Giannis anymore. I think Jaylen Brown would probably be in there. I don't know if Wemby's played enough games, but he's
wow, he's on there. So you got so your top 3: Shea, Jokic, and Cade Cunningham.
I mean,
followed by Luka, JB,
sorry,
Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Tyrese Maxey. And for some reason, VJ Edgecombe is up here, and Jalen Green. He's not even in the running. That's just people trolling right there.
Now
that's just people trolling.
Now they're just messing with us. I mean, I don't have any opposition to Wemby winning it. That would be pretty cool. He is going to win the MVP at some point. I mean, it's
going to win,
yeah. It'll probably happen multiple times. I mean,
I'm going Jaylen Brown, man.
I was gonna say, like, obviously I want, like, I would like if Jokic won another one, but at this point I would rather have championships than MVPs. I feel like Shea's team is just, it's so good, like that they could still, like, is he the reason that they're the best team and have the best record in the NBA? Absolutely, but would they still be a playoff team without him? Yeah, probably. I'm partial to either Cade or Jaylen Brown. I think if I had a vote, it would be between one of those two guys.
Yeah,
I really like what Cade's done for this Detroit Pistons team, but Jaylen, I mean, think all the roster turnover.
He's literally got nobody on his team that he won the championship with except for Derek White.
Yeah,
he's out there running minutes with freaking Luka Garza, Hugo Gonzalez, and freaking Baylor Shireman. All right, like that's crazy, and they're still the 2 seed in the East.
Right.
Kristaps left. They traded away Drew Holiday. They don't have freaking Jason Tatum right now. The entire team that was there when they won that championship is gone or injured right now, and he's leading this team.
I think if Boston remains a top 3 seed and his, like, Jaylen Brown's numbers don't take, or stay right around where they're at right now, how could you give it to anybody but him? I mean, no Tatum, out with an injury. Drew Holiday is gone. You lose depth with Shireman. Porzingis is gone. You're kind of working with, I mean, like, they haven't really had like a true center. Like, Cade has been pretty good. Also, Cade has been.
I guess now they do because they got Vucevic.
They did get Vucevic, but like Cade has really exceeded expectations. But despite, like, I mean,
Jordan Walsh has played 47 games in the championship run for the Boston Celtics. Jordan Walsh did not touch the floor once in the season.
Right. I think it's got to be Brown, man. That's really impressive what he's done.
Like 29, 7, and 5 with steal and a block. And then he's nearly in 50, 40, 80 club right now. So, I mean, he doesn't shoot threes at a very high volume on this team when you got Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, and they had Anthony Simons. Those guys are really taking a lot of threes. Sam Hauser, your guys taking a lot of threes in that offense now. So he has been leading that team. Somebody that we didn't think, this is a team that we thought might be tanking a little bit at this point in the season. Boston, everybody kind of wrote them off last year that they might just be kind of all right.
I didn't even think they'd be tanking, but I think they would have been fighting to try to stay out of the play-in, just because, like, I'm like, the East isn't that deep, so I'm like, they'd be battling to stay in the 6th seed and try to stay out of the play-in and just get to the playoffs where they could probably get Tatum back. The fact that they still are like a top 2 seed is just, and have the potential to be a top 3 seed is really just crazy. Still a lot of the season left. We aren't even at the All-Star break, but it's it's what he's done with this team is incredibly impressive.
Only a few days away, that All-Star weekend there. We got since Stephon Castle got injured for the Rising Stars Challenge, it's Risa Shea is going to be subbing in. Looks like it. And then due to Steph Curry, I don't know if he got injured, but he's not going to be at All-Star weekend, so we got Brandon Ingram not Brandon Ingram. Oh yeah, Brandon Ingram is replacing Steph Curry. It's not East and West in this one. It's
It's
a
USA
different teams.
versus
Yeah,
World.
but I think that's pretty fair. He's got 22, 6, and 4 on the season for Brandon Ingram. I'll take that.
Let's do
Right
it.
after he got that big extension that he just signed too. So
Let's see what have they released the full 3-point like and dunk participants? I think they have.
All-Star Weekend 2026. Oh, here we go. It looks like they got the full event schedule and more.
All right.
So
Yeah, I remember we were going
starting
over
it off.
the celebrity all-star roster, Taco Fall.
That's on
Why is Damian Lillard in the 3-point contest?
huh?
He hasn't played all season.
Huh?
That doesn't make a lick of sense, but okay. I guess Devin Booker is in it. He's shooting 30% from 3 this year, but whatever.
Wow.
Let's see. Con Knipple, I like that. Tyrese Maxey, sure, whatever. Javal Murray, Donovan Mitchell, Bobby Portis, who's shooting a lights out, a blistering 45%, and Norman Powell.
There we go.
They always make some decisions that I'm like, what are we effing doing, dude?
Like you're gonna be laughing about this one. AT&T Slam Dunk Contest 2026. Carter Bryant. I like that. Jackson Hayes. He can do a pretty cool East Bay dunk, but that's about it. Dude's like 7 feet. What do you want him to do? Keshad Johnson and Jace Richardson. Who the hell are those guys?
Again, the 3-point contest also always confuses me because it's like we're just why like they just want to throw in star players, and it's like I would love more if you put like the guys that were shooting the best from 3 this season on like with obviously maybe there's like a minimum attempt limit, like yeah, Luke Kennard's leading the NBA, but he's only like attempting like 3 a game. But like down here, AJ Green, he's shooting 43%. He's shooting like maybe like at least you're averaging 7
like
attempts
5
or
more. Yeah, like 5 or more
right.
attempts a game can get you in.
Because like look at here, like Colin Gillespie, he's shooting better than his teammate Devin Booker, right?
Shout out to Colin Gillespie. We got your jersey over here,
bro.
Your jersey.
Sam Merrill shooting 45%. He's attempting nearly, 7.5 threes a game. It's like, yeah, like a guy like putting like a guy like Steph who takes like a lot of threes and the greatest shooter would make sense. Or like, dude, like no Michael Porter Jr. Like he's having himself an awesome season. Like you didn't put him on the All-Star team, but like he can shoot the rock. But yeah, let's just put like
it used to be the best 3-point shooters and not just the stars.
Right.
It used to be the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Like you got Bobby Portis in there, that makes sense. Like he's not even taking that many threes, but he's hitting 45%. So the criteria for that always confuses me, man.
Yeah. Because they don't even have any of the shooters that are in the NBA's like top percentage of shooters, except for Bobby Portis is the best 3-point shooter
so you've got,
in the season.
Who's yeah. So we've got guys that are actually in like the top 10 in 3-point percentage. We've got Bobby Portis is at 4. And then that's it. Then there's nobody else in the top 10. And then in the top 15, you've also got Con Knipple and Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Damian Lillard is actually in it. So what the hell are we doing?
How is he going to hobble around the court like on that bad knee and just take 3-point shots? What are we genuinely doing, dog? I just
Why? The fact that they got him on there palming the basketball in the graphic too in the Portland jersey. Yeah, but he hasn't suited up all year.
Yeah, I mean, like
he's got sweatpants on in that media day photo.
At this point,
he's wearing sweats. They just took the upper half photo with the jersey on.
At this point, let's just run Ray Allen and like Larry Bird out there to participate in the 3-point contest. Man, what the hell?
That's just crazy.
I'm flabbergasted. There's only like a few guys that are even shooting above 40% that are even at 3. It's like why are we not putting the guys that are the most successful 3-point shooters in the contest?
I don't see how it would even cause any issue with any of the fans.
Like
I really don't see how it would cause any issue with anyone to have like a guy that not everybody knows so much in the 3-point contest.
It's kind of, it gives, some of those, like, I think it also just gives like role players that like, it gives them a little recognition too.
It's like those 3-point contests where we had Steph Curry and times where there was Damian Lillard. They were literally some of the best shooters in the league during the season at that time as well, while being that level of star. That's freaking crazy. We got to kick it over, though. We're going to run through a quick medal count. It looks like Norway is kicking everybody's butt in this Milano Cortina Olympics.
They've got a sizable lead on golds. They're ahead of the next closest country by 3 gold medals so far. 7 total golds for Norway, 2 silvers and 4 bronzes. They got 13 total. Looks like Italy is second in total medals.
They got 11.
Yeah, 11 total. Most of those are bronzes. 7 bronze, 2 silver, and 2 gold. The United States is third. They've got 10 total medals, 3 golds, 5 silvers, and 2 bronzes. Switzerland's got the next country with the next most gold medals. Excuse me. They got 4 golds, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. Japan has 8 total. So they're actually just ahead of Norway in terms of total medals. Germany, Sweden, Austria, France all have 6. And then some guys that have just secured 1 so far. You got like Finland, Belgium, Poland, Latvia. Got like Bulgaria with 2, New Zealand with 2, Korea, China, each got 2. Slovenia's got 2. Canada, your whole country's a frozen wasteland. How do you only have 3 total medals in the Winter Olympics? Come on, man. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, we look at some of the specific sports that have gotten done. The Winter Olympics, man, they don't have like, that doesn't like hit the same as the summer. I feel like a lot of the Winter Olympic sports are like you got to be like rich to do these sports. It's like
it is like a sport that you can only really do in the winter unless you got some kind of training facility.
And it's dependent on like where you live.
Yeah.
And it's like you need mountains and you need it to snow regularly. You need to buy like equipment. It's just like, it's like, oh, bobsledding, like that's not really something anybody can just go and do. Or like whatever curling is, cross country skiing.
Curling, that's like the one where you move those little weights on the ice.
Yeah. Like, I mean, anybody can go. Like you can go to a track and run. You can jump in a pool and swim. You can, I guess, you can get a gun and shoot targets. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Like that, but those are like the most popular. Like you can you can go play basketball.
Any day of the week.
Right. You get like, it's not too expensive to buy a basketball or to like go and buy a tennis racket and some tennis balls, get a soccer ball, play, anything like that. It's like, it just, those feel like it's like those sports are more common, the more common person sport, like they're just more, I guess, like more people can relate to it. Like these, it's like, I'm just so, it's just so hard to sometimes to like follow.
It's hard to follow, but God dang it, when they're doing something cool on there,
right. I mean,
it's cool at least.
There are some like there are some cool ones. Like I like watching like the bobsledding and that stuff, and obviously like ice hockey. Like I'm excited for that tournament.
I guess that's kind of the part of the excitement for me, is like watching the sports that I don't really understand. And at least like for the little time in the Winter Olympics, I learn a little bit about that sport, and it teaches me a little bit about it.
The Winter Olympic sports just aren't as like accessible to normal people, Then you look at like countries like Norway and like Switzerland that have like
you ski year round,
that have like a really like, well, also they have like a really wealthy like middle class where it's like there's
no health care, free health care, having,
so it's like everyone's got, you have more money put aside to like do these sports, and then that's like they produce some really good athletes. Where you've like United States, where we just have like so many people from and like so many different
there's a dude
and climates that
I think he's Norwegian, but he's one of the skaters. He does ice skating, and he just does like the free. I don't even know what it's called, but you pretty much just go do like a little freestyle ice skate. But he's been doing backflips in ice skates, like full clean landings every time. Like, how do you on like that thin of a, like, only Norway or one of those places like that could produce somebody that could do a backflip on ice skates, or like Canada, you got some crazy athletic.
Well, I think it was an American that did a backflip during figure skating. I forget his name, but yeah, there was
somebody that's been doing some crazy backflips on ice skates.
It was like the first ever like figure skating backflip, I believe. Pretty wild stuff.
It's been an action packed though.
I'm more of a summer Olympics fan. But
unless they got basketball in winter.
Yeah. They should add they play this in Germany. They should add the ice football that we play, where like everyone wears bowling shoes. They should make that an Olympic sport. I love that. I love watching those games when I see them on social media.
That has got to be whoever made that sport, whoever thought of that, man. I wish I was in the room for that conversation.
Arena football on a skating rink, but everyone wears bowling shoes, so you have absolutely no traction. It's hilarious. But also, like, then it's also kind of sick because like you're like sliding along this out. Like this one guy looked like Derrick Henry out there, throwing stiff arms, tossing people off, but like he's like running like a mile an hour because he can't get any traction.
It's pretty much a bunch of people speed walking like as flat-footed as possible so they have balance.
It's funny, it's really funny watching like them try to throw a screen pass and then the receiver hits the like Scooby-Doo place trying to get going.
I wonder what the rules are for that, if you're able to like slide on your feet to move, because I feel like it would be way easier to just like you're wearing a pair of Heelys and just like go slide down the ice with the ball. If you got enough balance to do that, I mean, that still sounds insanely difficult to do. Nothing about that sport sounds easy.
No. But it'd be awesome to watch in the Olympics, and every country could put together their own team. All right, well we got limited time left. We're gonna go ahead and roll right into everyone's favorite segment, team building exercise.
And I'm putting together a special team.
All righty. You know the rules. Taking 20 NBA players all time, doubling up on 4 of them. Oh, only three of them. And we're trying to reach a million points, everybody. Last week, a few of our picks kind of screwed us over. Feel like we could have got it last week, but I believe in us this time.
We're on the road to 1 million. We're gonna hit it. All right. Let me add the wheel to the stage. Oh, don't drop phone. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit that first spin. Silence you. Gonna get the Pistons, not the strongest start, won't lie.
Well, Isaiah Thomas wasn't bad.
I feel like he's a relatively safe. Also, remember, drop 3 numbers in the comments for us to double. Say we can go with IT.
His total is 18,822.
22. Okay, man, we gotta figure something. I feel like somebody better for that Pistons.
I feel like they've got to have somebody more.
Better. All right, well we'll take that. I guess to start. That's not terrible. 18,822. Next team up is going to be the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh,
man. I know we've done like Chris Paul, but like, should we try Glenn Rice? See if that's...
Yeah, I mean that is one of their best players all time. Let's try him.
Old Glenny Rice.
14 years in the NBA for my boy.
Yeah, pretty crazy longevity. Was the number one option there for a little bit.
Around the same as Zeke, 18,336 for.
All right. Well, this is not the greatest start, but it's okay. We can fix it.
Not in a bad spot.
Drop 4 numbers for us. Did we just get the Lakers? LeBron. There we go. Well, see, now we're back on track. We're back on track. We're good.
Take that.
He's at like 42 something. The next spin.
It is.
Give us 3 numbers to double.
42,947.
So he's almost at 43. Damn. 42,947. Minnesota. Big ticket. KG.
Yeah. I think that is our pick here. 26,071. Oops.
6,071. All right.
Okay, when did anyone ever call LeBron the Little Emperor?
All right, they're just making crap up.
The Akron Hammer? Benjamin Buckets? Okay, I'm done. I'm going to get off track here.
The Hawks, I think we're going to go Dominique Wilkins, right? Got
So,
4 numbers for us to double, or 3 numbers rather for us to double here.
yeah, 26,668 for Dominique.
Nice. All right. It's number 5. We're on number 6 here. Let's see. We're gonna get the Bucks.
The
Nice.
human highlight film. It's the human highlight reel.
Oh, this is gonna be Kareem.
Come
right?
on. Gosh. Gotta go, Kareem. Or 46,000. Oh, that's not it. 38,387.
387. All right. Next spin is going to be the Spurs. Okay. I know initial thought is Tim Duncan, but I think George Gervin's actually got more than him. The Iceman.
You're right. He was that dude was a beast.
And he played played guard, I believe. So he was like more of a score first.
He's got 26,595.
All right, there we go. That's pretty good. All right. Okay, we got 5, 10, and 15. Okay, we're only doing 3, not 4. So
5, 10, 15.
Drop,
I like it.
Drop one of those. We could go. All right, we could go.
Well, yeah, your pick though, since you dropped them in the comments.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to spin again.
Oh, you're good. The point machine. That was a good pick, George Gervin.
The Mavericks. That's gonna be.
Oh yeah,
Dirk.
Dirty Dirk, man. If we go with Dirk Minifield.
I like that. I think that's probably better than
31,560.
Nice. 1,560. We've rebounded pretty well. KD here for the Brooklyn Nets.
Love to see that.
All right. Yeah, buddy. So if we should drop, we're only doing 3. So if we should drop 5, 10, 15, or 20, which one of those we won't do?
Here we got 31,841.
1,841. All right. Going to number 10 here. It's a pretty good start here. We got the Spurs again. Well, now we can take Tim Duncan. I like that as the next option.
26,496.
Okay. Well, so him and George Gervin are really close, but Gervin's slightly higher. 26,496.
Yep.
Boom. All right, let's go. Spin number 11. Oh, we're going to drop 20, so we're going to go 5, 10, and 15. So let me add 26,496 again for doubling. And then Dominique Wilkins, number 26,668, because he was number 5.
Okay.
All right, those were two good ones to double. We got the Kings, Oscar O.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
He always passes my mind.
I don't know if we want to do him or Westbrook, actually. Who do you think has more? Probably Oscar.
Probably Oscar, but I mean, we could try Russ. I feel like we won't have many options for Oscar Robertson. At least not as many as Russ.
True. Yeah, like Russ, we
got a few teams. You know, if we get Washington 2 or 3 times, we can.
I mean,
we can.
Yeah.
Got to take Jordan first, though. If we get that, obviously. What the hell? Pro Basketball Reference has reached. Okay, there we go.
I really wish you could like change your filters on this. Like, hey, I want like their total
26,710 for Oscar.
All right, nice. We're like averaging like 26,000 per poll here. That's pretty good. All right, spin number 12. We're gonna get the Thunder. Well, here we go. We could take Russ here.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. We already did KD. Let's see what he's got.
Might as well.
I don't know his full total off the top of my head. Oh, 27,001. Nice.
All right, there we go. Yeah, he's still active too, so that number's going up. All right, number 13. Who's going to be the 13th guy we add to the mix? The Hawks again. Okay. Guess we could go Pistol Pete potentially. And I'm trying to think. What was this guy's name? Is it Joe Johnson? Like Joe something that just like he was mid 2000s on the Hawks. He was a bit of a bucket. I'm trying to.
That guy was, yeah, he was on the Nets and the Hawks. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson. Who the frick was he definitely does. Paul Millsap don't have that many damn points.
Nah, I was not Paul Millsap.
Not Uncle Paul.
No. Who else was there with them that like 60 win team? Man, they had a guard that was nasty. I can't remember his name though.
It ain't Jeff Teague.
No, Teague wouldn't have enough, I don't think.
It ain't Damari Carroll. He was on that team.
Trey Young ain't played enough. Yeah.
It was probably the first yo of the basketball wheel.
Yeah, give us a yo. I don't think there's a lot of great options for the Hawks here. Unless there's like I'm trying to think if there's like some random role or some guy that like came through at the end of his career who was washed. And I'm like, all right, I'm playing that outstanding song. You light my fire. All right, we got it. So we're gonna
Next up, spin. We got a yo.
We're gonna take that instead. Trying to just imagine a washed player. The Suns.
We did Charles Barkley last week. He wasn't bad.
I don't think Devin
Steve
Booker
Nash.
yet. Maybe Steve Nash. Man, Nash didn't really score like that.
Stoudemire?
We could do Chris Paul here.
Chris Paul wouldn't be a bad pick, yeah.
I know that's like a safe 23K.
Let's just do Chris Paul.
Yeah.
$23,058.
All right, that's pretty good. We'll take that. All righty. Who's our next guy here? Next team. Oh, give us the Celtics. Potentially, yeah. Go Larry Legend or Paul Pierce. Who do we think scored more?
Pretty sure.
Let's go Bird.
Pretty sure it was Larry.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, yeah, here we go. What the fuck? 21,791.
Oh, okay. We were
Maybe
wrong,
Paul Pierce. Yeah, Paul Pierce has more.
791. Okay. Oh, whoops.
This one's a double, though.
We get to double this next one here. The Blazers.
Yeah.
Clyde Drexler, Damian Lillard. Gabby Pippen.
How many points did Bill Walton score?
His career was so short due to injuries, man.
Shout out Bill Walton.
Yeah. So we go Clyde.
Let's go with Clyde, yeah. I miss Bill Walton calling Pac-12 basketball games, bro. That was peak Pac-12 basketball. 22,195.
All right, I guess it's not terrible. Who do we get now? The Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade. I think that's right. No brainer.
Oh, yeah. That's who I want to search up. Dwayne Bacon.
I love Bacon. I don't know about the waning it though.
I mean, that might be who we want to pick for Charlotte. Dwayne Bacon, Hornets legend.
He was a beast. On the best to ever do it.
23,165. With a flash.
All right.
He makes some great basketball shoes, man. I've had the Wade flashes for like 2 or 3 years. Those are great.
Not the Blazers again.
God dang it.
Man.
God dang it.
Do we go Dame? I mean Dame shot a lot of threes. He's got to be up there.
Let's go for it.
Dame time.
Why not? 22,598. All right. Solid 22K. 3 more spins. Here we go.
Let's go. I don't think we're probably not getting it today. I'm just going to be honest. We got some bad spins.
Oh,
we got the Cavs. We've already taken Braun. Well, we can go Harden.
Yeah.
Or not. I mean, I'm just thinking like longevity wise. Guy's 37, still scoring like 22 a night.
Oh yeah, 28,850.
850. All right, that's good.
Solid spin.
2 more to see what our final number is. We ain't getting it.
Orlando Magic.
Shaq,
yeah. Or do we want to go Penny Hardaway?
Shaq's definitely got more. You're crazy if you don't think Shaq. The big D's.
Shaq who, man? Come on, 28,596. It's him and Joker, my top 2 centers.
8,596. That's not ridiculous to say. That's not crazy to say. All right, we're going to end it with the 76ers. Wilt.
Oh, yeah. That's how you ended off with the banger. And his total is 31,419.
All right. Well.
Oh my God. Maybe a million's too much. Holy crap.
I don't know. We really didn't have.
The first time we did this challenge with 500K, we got probably the best spins that we could have.
We really missed out on some good ones here. Like we got LeBron, we got Kareem, but like missing out on Michael, we missed out on Karl Malone.
No Karl Malone in there.
Also, we got to come up with somebody better for the Pistons. We keep just defaulting to Isaiah Thomas, and it's not the right play there.
There's got to be somebody more. We were gonna try Blake Griffin. That's who we did last week.
I feel like was that a bit worse or better? I think
that was worse.
Yeah. Okay.
He had like 4,000 less.
I really got to just like figure out like guys that had super long careers. Find out every like obscure team that they stopped at. That's going to be the key. Because I think that'll be. We're trying to think of like some of the best players in Pistons history, but like we got to just think of like some rando really good player that like stopped in Detroit randomly for like a year. And that'll be our key to success. Or we could just try like Ben Wallace.
I guess there's always a shot there.
All right, well that's gonna do it for another edition of Till the Final Whistle. We won't see you guys on Tuesday. Taking the break from 2 shows for a week just for a little bit. We are gonna bring back Madness Mondays. So stay tuned for that once March Madness starts up. So we'll see you guys next week on Till the Final Whistle right here on Military Broadcast Radio.
I came from the cave with a mic in hand. Drop that.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness, one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.